The biggest attraction in Bolivia is the Uyuni salt marsh. The Uyuni salt marsh, Bolivia's top tourist destination, is situated near to Chile's Atacama Desert in the country's southern region. It is situated in the southern region of the Altiplano Plateau at a height of 3,700 meters above sea level. Sala de Uyuni is the salt marsh's full name on official documents. In Spanish, Sala is a word that meaning salt marsh, and in Aymara Indian, the name of the lake means enclosure or accumulation of something. The name of the closest town was used to name the salt marsh. The largest dried-up lake in the world is thought to be the Sala de Uyuni salt marsh. It has a 10.58 thousand square kilometers area. The salt crust that covers the entire lake's surface ranges in thickness from 2 to 8 meters. When it rains, a thin layer of water covers this large area, turning the salt marsh into an outdoor mirror. How did the salt marsh of Uyuni form? Historically, salt marshes have grown on the sites of lakes that don't have water flowing into rivers in arid regions. When a lake's surface water starts to actively evaporate and there is not enough precipitation in the area, the lake's salt content rises. It gradually dries out and turns into a salt desert as a result. The large prehistoric Lake Minchin was located on the Uyuni itself 45,000 years ago, as well as the adjoining salt marsh Sala de Coipesa and the dried-up Lake Rupo. According to scientists, it was 400 kilometers long and 200 kilometers wide. The Aloma Hills set it apart from Lake Titicaca, another significant highland lake. Lake Minchin reached its apogee 26,000 years ago. However, between 14,000 and 16,000 years ago it evolved into Tauca, another prehistoric lake, and later Coipesa, the Altiplano's newest prehistoric lake, was created there. After Lake Coipesa dried up, two salt marshes, the Sala de Uyuni and Sala de Coipesa, as well as the salt lake of Popo and the tiny lake Uru were created nearby. A few interesting facts about the salt marsh of Uyuni. The Uyuni salt marsh is actively exploited in space exploration. The lake's surface is actually so flat, height deviations are limited to 1 meter, and large that it is perfect for calibrating satellites that have been put into orbit. The Uyuni salt marsh is where most of the world's lithium reserves are concentrated. Lithium chloride is abundant in the salt crust of the lake, making it ideal for the manufacturing of pure lithium and its subsequent usage in the battery industry. There is enough salt in the Uyuni salt marsh to last for 400,000 years of harvest. The entire amount of salt reserves is 10 billion tons, and 25,000 tons of table salt are harvested annually. The Salinas Grandes salt lake in Argentina, the second largest salt lake in the world, is 1.7 times smaller than the Uyuni salt marsh. Additionally, it is 25 times bigger than Utah's well-known Bonneville Salt Lake, which is an American lake. The salt marsh at Uyuni is the ideal location to see flamingos. These stunning pink flocks of birds travel to the lagoons near to the lake to mate. Every year, this time spans from November to December. Intriguing locations close to the salt marsh of Uyuni. In addition to being a large white expanse and photographs on the mirror-like surface of the salt lake, the salt marsh of Uyuni in Bolivia is also home to some fascinating local natural landmarks and geological structures. What are some of these locations to see while visiting the salt marsh? Isla Incahuasi and Isla del Pescado are the two most renowned islands. The first is well known for its enormous, 1,000-year-old cactus that reach heights of up to 8 meters. The second is less lush, but according to the tour guides, up close it looks like a fish. Volcan Tanupa and Volcan Incahuasi are the extinct volcanoes that can be seen on the salt marsh's banks. The first is on the lake's edge and reaches a height of 5,400 meters. A climb to the summit is offered by several travel organizations, although it will take 2 full days. As an alternative, you can ascend to a low elevation and stand on a slope to take in the salt marsh. On Cactus Island in Kawasi, you can climb the extinct volcano if you really want to see the lake from above. 3,656 meters is how tall it is. The salt mines on the lake itself, the monument to the Paris-Dakar race, situated in the middle of the salt marsh, and the Plaza de las Banderas Uyuni Square with the flags of various nations are all man-made attractions. Steam locomotives that once transported silver ore from the city of Patos are also on display here. Beautiful lagoons with vivid water include the green Laguna Verde, the whitish Laguna Blanca, and the deep crimson Laguna Colorada. Both the plants and the minerals in the local soil have an impact on the color of the water in these lakes. However, keep in mind that since the lagoons are closer to Chile and Argentina's borders and farther from the salt marsh, you will need to allow more time for travel. Andean Fauna National Reserve, Eduardo Avaroa. The majority of the lagoons described above are only in the national park in Bolivia. At the border of Bolivia with Argentina and Chile, the park itself spans a sizable area of 714,000 hectares. You may also find lagoons filled with flamingos and other species, mountains with snow-capped tops, and intriguing geological sculptures like the stone tree Arbol de Piedra in the park. Sol de la Mana and Aguas Termales are geysers and hot springs with mineral water. In general, hot springs abound around the Uyuni salt marsh, and you can even take a bath in their water. Also visible in the Sol de la Mana region are geysers that shoot subsurface columns of steam. But don't hold high hopes for these locations. Furthermore, if you've been to Iceland or Kamchatka, you might have missed these locations. Where is the salt marsh located? You may travel to the Uyuni salt marsh from both Bolivia and Chile at once because it is located almost on their borders. As an alternative, you may easily go to Eduardo Avaroa National Park and the salt marsh itself if you're traveling to the north of Argentina. We shall describe 2 approaches to the Salt Lake, one from San Pedro de Atacama, Chile, and the other from Uyuni, Bolivia. Where are you going? The city of Uyuni is regarded as the primary departure location for visits to the Uyuni Salt Lake. The local bus to Colchani in Uyuni, which departs from the street with all the bus company offices, is an alternative for tourists on a tight budget. You can explore the salt marshes for free if you ask the driver to drop you off there. The journey from the bus terminal to the Old Salt Hotel takes about 2 hours,